We're doing something really different here on the live stream. We're going to be doing Green Day song single versus single. I've got a playlist of 54 Green Day hits here. Now, some of them were singles but not hits, but it's all the singles, and we're gonna see which one comes out on top. We're gonna hit shuffle on the Spotify. I've got the playlist in the description, and we're just gonna jump right into this. I got all some of the promotional singles are in there. I try to be kind of OCD about this, but like Walking Contradiction feels like a single, right? Even though it was a promo single. Prop Rocks and Coke is in here. When It's Time. Back in the USA. Fire Ready Aim. Here Comes the Shock. All the new ones. But it's definitely all the main singles and just some surprises along the way. Let's go ahead and do it. We got shuffle. We got shuffle going. We're going to do Longview. We're going to kick things off and see what can beat Longview. Longview is going up against East Jesus Nowhere. And Longview definitely wins. I am not crazy about East Jesus Nowhere. Let's see if I can make sure I can see the chat. Live chat, all chats. Longview versus East Jesus Nowhere. Definitely Longview. I don't know what it is about East Jesus Nowhere. It just doesn't feel like Green Day to me. It's one of my least favorite songs by them. I know everybody else loves it though, but I'm not crazy about EJN. East Jesus Nowhere. All right, let's keep rolling. You guys send in some suggestions too. Waiting for Morning. The single Waiting is going up against Pop Rocks and Coke. That's an interesting one. They're both a little bit more mellow than Green Day usually is. I'm going to say that's actually tricky. My gut instinct says, and chat says Waiting. But that's really, Pop Rocks and Coke is good. But yeah, Waiting, pretty great. I could go with the popular consensus on a lot of these, but I don't know. I think I'll be weird on some. Here Comes the Shock. That's probably one of their worst singles, right? Hello. Waiting for Me. That's funny. That's a joke. I am good. We're doing Green Day hit singles and failed singles here versus each other. Okay, text messages coming in as well. Very good. Here Comes the Shock versus Brain Stew. Oh, hey, we got an album coming out soon in the chat. That's very exciting. Brain Stew. Yeah. Here Comes the Shock is just wow. It's not terrible, but it's not up to Green Day firing on all cylinders. I don't know what would lose against Here Comes the Shock. Maybe we'll get back to it. But Brain Stew wins. The Simpsons theme versus When It's Time. When It's Time. I absolutely love this one. I play this one on guitar all the time. Badly. I think I've played it for someone at one point. And When It's Time, just a really beautiful love song. And Green Day could use more songs like that. Will 1981 have the studio claps? I hope so. It's hard to clap. Mass Hysteria or Modern World? Ooh. The two parts versus each other? Ooh. I really love that whole song, but I love the Mike Dirnt vocals. So just that finale of Modern World I don't, yeah, that part. Okay, yeah, okay. Minority, ooh, Minority is go. Oh my gosh, Minority versus American Idiot. Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky. We need a microphone for that one. It's not plugged in. Oh, Minority versus American Idiot. American Idiot. And the only reason I was able to decide was because in my top tracks on Spotify, American Idiot is always way up there. And Minority is just really great, though. I got a cool story about Minority. One day, I was how old was I back in 2000? Anyway, I was probably a teenager, and I had a toilet paper roll or paper towel roll, and I was writing the one light, one mind, blind, blah. You know the part. One light, one mind, flashing in the dark. And my mom thought that I wrote a really cool poem, but then she figured out it was Minority by Green Day. So yeah, American Idiot beats Minority. Still Breathing. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. Oh man, this is interesting, but it's easy. Still Breathing versus Pollyanna. You got kind of those positive songs, but Still Breathing has a darker meaning. You know, at some point we all end up on life support. Still Breathing beats Pollyanna, but that's pretty good. Pollyanna is, in that batch of new songs that we've been getting. And Green Day just, they keep putting out songs. Every year we've gotten some kind of song from Green Day. And Pollyanna was pretty good surprise. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, the big one, versus Boulevard of Broken Dreams versus Wake Me Up When September Ends. Man, that is rough. I'm gonna say Boulevard of Broken Dreams. But man, that makes me sad just thinking about it. Oh man, I think maybe on a different day I would say "Wake Me Up When September Ends." Okay, here is a promotional single, Macy's Day Parade. It's one of those that just felt like a main single for morning. I don't know why it wasn't. It had that really cool one shot video, black and white. Macy's Day Parade versus She. I'm going to go She. And I just feel weird. I feel like I'm the weirdo that likes the unpopular songs. But when it comes to singles versus singles, yeah, I got to go She versus Macy's Day Parade. This is an interesting one. Know Your Enemy, lead single, versus The Forgotten. I gotta go Know Your Enemy. You gotta go Know Your Enemy versus The Forgotten. But man, we haven't. That's really cool. The Forgotten was in the Twilight soundtrack, which irritated me greatly. It's like Green Day, greatest thing on the planet. Twilight movies, something else. Why? Whose idea was that? I mean, I know the band agreed to it and they said they were all about being on that soundtrack, but woof. Twilight movies did have good soundtracks. Phone is ringing. Alright. We're gonna ignore that. Okay. Alright, we got Dreaming versus Redundant. The Blondie cover. Okay, we got Dreaming versus Redundant. You gotta go Dreaming, right? The cover's great, but Redundant. Jar, Jason Andrew Relva versus Working Class Hero. This is where I'm going to get wacky. I'm going to go Working Class Hero. That's just a really, really good sounding cover. X Kid. X Kid versus Jesus of Suburbia. What do you think? What does the one person left think? Phone call from my dad messed up the stream. Jesus of Suburbia beats X Kid, right? That poor old X Kid got just left out in the dust with like a music video of just a cassette tape. It was ridiculous. Jesus of Suburbia. The only complaint I have about Jesus of Suburbia is that really horrible radio edit where they could have just taken out the repetitive parts, but they cut out just integral parts of the song and it was just horrible. Don't listen to the 6-minute Jesus of Suburbia. He's got to be 9 minutes long or bust. Geek Stink Breath versus Last of the American Girls. I go Last of the American Girls. Geek Stink Breath, it's a really good single, but I don't listen to that one a whole lot. And I listen to Last of the American Girls a pretty good bit. It's a pretty good one. Very different, very poppy kind of Green Day song. Speaking of poppy Green Day songs, Oh Yeah, we got a Father of All track. Oh Yeah versus Welcome to Paradise. I could potentially get myself in trouble here. Should I do that though? Welcome to Paradise is great. Oh Yeah, I think is great as well. Welcome to Paradise. Welcome to Paradise is the better single. I'll give it that. But Oh Yeah, Basket Case, potentially the biggest Green Day song ever. Basket Case goes up against Warning. And I definitely go Basket Case over Warning every time. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life versus When I Come Around. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. When I Come Around is fun to play on guitar. It's do-no-no-no. But Good Riddance, that's the song that started this insanity for me. So Good Riddance beats most things. Revolution Radio. It's one of my least favorite songs from that album. Still pretty good though. Revolution Radio is going up against Back in the USA. And I say Back in the USA. Video is so weird. The zombie Trump. I think that's the first time I've mentioned Donald Trump on the channel. Walking Contradiction versus Nice Guys Finish Last. Nice Guys Finish Last. That one, Walking Contradiction is a promo single. Pretty darn good. Nice Guys Finish Last. Wins that round. Now we got 21 Guns versus Jaded. 21 Guns. And Jaded was supposed to be kind of... I was seeing if I had like the combined version of Brain Stew Jaded, but it is separate, which is cool. Either way. Holiday... I do have the separated Holiday versus I Fought the Law. Holiday beats I Fought the Law. And, you know, they don't have the regular version. They have the some weird, funky version of I Fought the Law on Spotify. It's one of those things I hate when Spotify is missing an album or a song that I really love. And I Fought the Law... it just doesn't compare to Holiday, though. Now we have Holy Toledo from some original motion picture going up against Stray Heart. And I'm going to say I'm going to say Holy Toledo. I am a trilogy defender, but Stray Heart was not the best single choice for Dose. Or maybe it was. I think Lazy Bones. Lazy Bones would have been a really great single. Stray Heart, just not one of my favorites. Let Yourself Go was an early trilogy single from Uno. So we got Let Yourself Go versus The Saints Are Coming. And The Saints Are Coming just slaughters that song. The Saints Are Coming is possibly, and I know it's a cover, The Saints Are Coming, one of my favorite songs of all time, ever in life. I don't know what it is. The live version with Bono doing that freestyle of like, we're living like birds in the magnolia trees, child on a rooftop, mother on her knees. Her sign reads, please. I am an American. But he's Irish. Saints are coming, no matter how hard I try. Okay. Hitching a Ride. Ooh, what can Hitching a Ride? Hitching a Ride. Oh. Versus Fire Ready Aim. What do you guys think? Chat. Hitching a Ride or Fire Ready Aim? Oh, man. Oh, I haven't even been looking at. Okay. When I Come Around or Nice Guys Finish Last? Nice Guys Finish Last. Okay. All right. Now I can see the chat. Hitching a Ride wins over Fire Ready Aim. Rock and Roll All Night, the Kiss cover, that's a single too, versus Bang Bang. Bang Bang. Kill the DJ versus Father of All. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Kill the DJ, Father of All. I'm going to go Kill the DJ. I really like that. That was fun. It was different. And I feel like people were excited about it before the iHeartRadio debacle. I just want to know what new song he wanted to play there. Father of All versus Kill the DJ. 21st Century Breakdown versus Meet Me on the Roof. Man, oh man. They're very different. Like one's longer and massive, and then Meet Me on the Roof is like a doo-wop jingly thing. Oh man. That's actually, I know you're probably thinking I'm insane, but I think Meet Me on the Roof beats the Breakdown. I think it does. Xmas Time of Year or Fire Ready Aim? That's a good one. Oh. Xmas Time of Year. Christmas Time of Year. I like Fire Ready Aim okay, but it's forgettable. It just goes like, I hear it, it's good. What? What did that sound like? I don't remember it. It's just unmemorable Green Day. Stuck With Me versus Oh Love. That's almost a tie. Stuck With Me, Oh Love. Oh, I'm gonna say Oh Love. I'm sorry. I'm an American idiot. I like Oh Love better than Stuck With Me. That just felt bad and dirty. All right, we're gonna go Welcome to Paradise versus Wake Me Up When September Ends. Wake Me Up When September Ends. Now we got another song. Oh man, where did it go? 99 Revolutions versus 8th Avenue Serenade. Those should have been singles, right? They were supposed to be. 8th Avenue Serenade. And those would have been great if Green Day could have promoted them or made music videos for them. But they were a little busy. She versus Hitchin' a Ride. Hitchin' a Ride. Jar versus Working Class Hero. Working Class Hero. Pop Rocks and Coke versus Minority. Goes to Minority. Oh Love versus Geek Stink Breath. Goes to Oh Love again. That was just a great song. It's still a great song. Good Riddance versus Redundant. Good Riddance. Longview versus Last of the American Girls. Longview. Brain Stew versus Meet Me on the Roof. Meet Me on the Roof. That dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Dreaming or Working Class Hero? Working Class Hero. Love both of those songs, but Working Class Hero just gets me. Oh. It got me into the original. It got me listening to John Lennon more. Just really great. Boulevard of Broken Dreams versus Know Your Enemy. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Back in the USA versus Here Comes the Shock. Guess what? Back in the USA. Walking Contradiction versus the Simpsons theme song. Walking Contradiction? Only because there's more of it there. Maria or Jar? Yeah, I considered having Maria in here. It was like a promo single, kind of. Maria or Jar? Oh, that's a good one. Maria or Jar? I think Jar. That's almost a tie. I think I listened. That could be. Yeah, I'm going to say Jar. Jesus of Suburbia versus Fire Ready Aim again. Do we do that one? Jesus of Suburbia. Holiday versus The Saints Are Coming. The Saints Are Coming. Minority versus Longview. Minority. That felt a little guilty too. Cigarettes and Valentines versus 1981. Oof. I don't like Cigarettes and Valentines as much as I used to. So I'll say 1981 on that one. I think 1981 might be a new single coming out. Buddy, was it fall? It's like fall, sometime in fall. Welcome to Paradise versus Back in the USA. Back in the USA. Warning loses to Jesus of Suburbia. Bang Bang versus Walking Contradiction. That's interesting. Bang Bang. Fire Ready Aim loses to She. And Father of All versus the Simpsons theme. Father of All, because it's fully fleshed out. Good Riddance beats Stray Heart by a long shot. And Basket Case versus Working Class Hero. Working Class Hero. Waiting versus Jaded. Waiting. I see Jennifer Kennedy's here. That's very interesting. We got I Fought the Wall versus Stuck With Me. Stuck With Me. Here Comes the Shock. versus Revolution Radio. Oh, Revolution Radio. The Poop Rocks and Coke versus Know Your Enemy. Ooh. Pop Rocks and Coke. Dreaming is Free versus Let Yourself Go. I'm going to go Let Yourself Go. When I Come Around versus Kill the DJ. That's big time. That's crazy. I think I would kill the DJ When I Come Around. I know it shouldn't be hard. When I Come Around. But it was so hard. It was really hard for me, guys. Rock and Roll All Night versus Oh Love. Oh Love. This trilogy. Trilogy was great. Speaking of trilogy, we got The Forgotten versus Hitchin' a Ride. Oh man, the trilogy's, wow. Hitchin' a Ride. Holy Toledo versus 21st Century Breakdown. 21st Century Breakdown. East Jesus Nowhere versus Geek Stink Breathe. Geek Stink Breath. X-Kid versus When It's Time. Ooh, that's tough. X-Kid. Jar versus Redundant. Redundant. And then American Idiot. Hey, oh. Only of You versus Forever Someday. Only of You. Now we got American Idiot versus Nice Guys Finish Last. American Idiot. Meet Me on the Roof. Oh. Meet Me on the Roof versus Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That's not fair. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Still Breathing versus Last of the American Girls. Still Breathing. Pollyanna versus Wake Me Up When September Ends. Wake Me Up When September Ends, please. Macy's Day Parade versus Brain Stew. And I go Macy's. 21 Guns versus Oh Yeah. 21 Guns. X-Kid versus Macy's Day Parade. That's an interesting battle. I go X-Kid. Holiday or Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Those are one track. They're the same song. Oh. I guess right now, like gut says Boulevard of Broken Dreams. But man, Holiday broke. Ooh, that's rough. Brain Stew is going to lose to I Fought the Law. 21st Century Breakdown versus Pollyanna. Breakdown. Fire Ready Aim loses to Working Class Hero. And the Saints Are Coming beats Welcome to Paradise. Got Let Yourself Go versus Dreaming. I say Let Yourself Go. And then we're going to do Kill the DJ versus Holy Toledo. Kill the DJ. Oh yeah. Oh yeah versus Longview. Somebody out there in the world would choose Oh yeah over Longview. But I won't do that tonight. Nice Guys Finish Last versus 21st Century Breakdown. Nice Guys Finish Last. And Wake Me Up When September Ends versus Meet Me on the Roof. We got Wake Me Up When September Ends. We're going to do a couple more and then get off here. All right. I got like people calling me and texting me and stuff. Very unusual. Do not disturb me. I'm trying to make pennies over here, man. 409 in your coffee maker versus Green Day the song. 409 in your coffee maker. I wish that the Green Day song called Green Day was better. Geek Stink Breath versus Hitching a Ride. Hitching a Ride. Oh Love versus Stray Heart. What do you guys think on that one? What do you guys think on those trilogy singles? Oh Love, Stray Heart. Hate them both, love them both. I really, really like Oh Love, and I just kind of like Stray Heart just a little bit. Oh Love wins. Last of the American Girls goes up against Pollyanna. I guess Pollyanna is like French. Last of the American Girls. Stuck with Me versus Minority. I'm going to say Minority on that one. When I Come Around versus Fire Ready Aim. When I Come Around. Nuclear Family versus Bang Bang. Gut says Bang Bang. Nuclear Family's really good though. American Idiot versus Good Riddance. Oh man, like if I don't think I could get rid of either one of those songs. Dun, 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 dun. Now my wires got crossed and I can hear Billy Joe singing Good Riddance over the American Idiot guitar chords. Ooh, I should make that. Or, yeah, okay. Ooh, Good Riddance, I guess. But man, just crazy dissonant choices. Redundant versus Basket Case. Oh, maybe Basket Case. Warning loses to Welcome to Paradise. And 21 Guns loses to Jesus of Suburbia. But that one's close. Closer than you might think. Rock and Roll All Night versus Jaded. But Jaded is combined with the other songs, so I'll say Jaded. Just Jaded by itself. I've heard that on the radio before. You have too, in the 90s or 2000s. Pop Rocks and Coke versus Waiting. Waiting. Holiday versus Brain Stew. Holiday. The Simpsons versus Still Breathing. Still Breathing. Here Comes the Shock versus X-Kid. Everything beats Here Comes the Shock. Father of All versus Revolution Radio. Father of All. Macy's Day Parade versus When It's Time. Ooh, ballad versus ballad. Right now, I feel Macy's Day Parade. Back in the USA versus Jar. Back in the USA. Bang Bang versus Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Broken Dreams. The Saints Are Coming versus I Fought the Law. Ooh, cover versus cover. The Saints Are Coming. She versus Know Your Enemy. She. East Jesus Nowhere loses to Let Yourself Go. I'm a crazy person. The Forgotten versus Dreaming. The Forgotten. Working Class Hero versus No Feelings by the Sex Pistols. That's not right. Let's do that. Let's just do that. Working Class Hero by Green Day versus No Feelings by the Sex Pistols. Green Day wins. Green Day wins. Hitching a Ride versus Straight Heart. Hitching a Ride. Let Yourself Go versus Here Comes the Shock. Ooh, some kind of crummier singles versus each other. But again, everything beats Here Comes the Shock. That song is just not great. It's possibly one of the worst Green Day songs. It's one of the worst. Pollyanna versus Still Breathing. Still Breathing. And Oh Yeah versus this is Father of All singles versus each other. Father of All versus Fire Ready Aim. Father of All. Oh Love versus Pollyanna. I gotta go Oh Love. And Longview versus Nice Guys finished last. That's really tricky. This time, I think I'll say Nice Guys finished last. Revolution Radio versus Let Yourself Go. Ooh, that's tough. Not huge on either one of these, but I'm going to say Revolution Radio. I'm surprising myself with that one. Rock and Roll All Night versus Still Breathing. Come on. Not a big Kiss fan. I like Kiss. They're okay. But yeah, I would have rather got an original. Like When I Come Around versus Jar. When I Come Around. And Stray Heart versus Basket Case. Basket Case. Know Your Enemy versus Boulevard of Broken Dreams. What do you guys think? I'm going Boulevard. Here Comes the Shock. Oh man, here comes the shock, or Jesus of Suburbia. I will never forget. I was in my car the very first time I played American Idiot all the way through, and I will never forget because there was such a hype and build up around it, right? Like I ran to Best Buy and bought like the book version and the CD version, put it in there, and we had heard American Idiot already, and then when Jesus of Suburbia came on, I was like, ugh, why is it so reverby? Ugh, it doesn't sound good. And I was so scared. I was like, oh man, Green Day's new album sucks. And then it played all the way through, and I had to skip. Like, I went back, and I was like, wait, what? And I played it again. It was like 30, 40 minutes. And I'm like, whoa, Jesus of Suburbia. So, it's pretty close. But Jesus of Suburbia wins against Here Comes the Shock. Know Your Enemy versus Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Broken Dreams. Fire Ready Aim. Ooh, it's Fire Ready Aim versus Bang Bang. Bang Bang wins. But Fire Ready Aim versus Here Comes the Shock. What do you guys think about that? Fire Ready Aim, Here Comes the Shock. Oh my gosh. I think Fire Ready Aim would be the better over Here Comes the Shock. Again, I think that it is their worst single. I think Here Comes the Shock, just kind of the lowest of the low. Wake Me Up When September Ends versus Walking Contradiction. Wake Me Up When September Ends. And Still Breathing beats Oh Yeah by a pretty decent medium-sized margin. Redundant versus Revolution Radio. Redundant. American Idiot. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. It's tougher than you think. American Idiot versus Waiting. I mean, it's American Idiot, but that was pretty crazy. Good Riddance versus Holy Toledo. Dang. Poor old Holy Toledo. 21 Guns versus Minority. Oh man, that's actually really Minority. Father of All versus Dreaming. Father of All. And Meet Me on the Roof versus When It's Time. Ooh, those are both really sweet. I would say Meet Me on the Roof right now. Don't meet me up there. I can't get up to my roof. I had to climb up on somebody else's, not outside, but inside, to change their air filter recently. That was pretty crazy. Their air conditioning unit is way up in the air. You got to climb over a wall, stand on top of the wall to change their air filter. It was scary. I hurt my body. Stuck with Me versus Rock and Roll All Night. Stuck with Me. And Warning. Ooh, Warning versus Jaded. This is a reminder to me that Green Day's deep cuts are way better than their singles. I guess Warning is better than Jaded. I'm a little jaded on both of those. Welcome to Paradise versus Working Class Hero. Working Class Hero. Poop Rocks and Coke versus The Forgotten Pop Rocks and Coke. And Back in the USA versus Hitchin' a Ride. Hitchin' a Ride. The Jesus of Suburbia versus Nice Guys Finish Last. Jesus. Always is the answer. 21st Century Breakdown versus The Simpsons theme. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about other stuff too. 21st Century Breakdown. Kill the DJ versus X Kid. We got some trilogy singles. Oh, X Kid. X Kid beats DJ. East Jesus Nowhere loses to The Saints Are Coming. Always. Macy's Day Parade beats Geek Stink Breath, and Brain Stew loses to Let Yourself Go. Holiday beats Longview. Last of the American Girls beats Pollyanna. And Here Comes the Shock gets beaten up by She. We're going to keep going. How about 21st Century Breakdown versus 21 Guns? What do you guys think about that? 21 versus 21. I'm going to say 21 Guns. Oh, all right, buddy. It's Buddy's turn. Buddy's taking over the channel. What do you think, buddy? You like any Green Day music? No? Okay. You didn't host very well. You need your own YouTube channel. All right. Oh Love versus Revolution Radio. I go Oh Love. And Dreaming. Ooh, I got some new ones in chat. Okay. Everyone agrees with me. I wonder if anybody really likes Here Comes the Shock better than Jesus of Suburbia. Troubled Times versus Troublemaker. Troubled Times. That was a trick question. Like tattoos of pig sniffing glue and BMW X. Weird. Billy was getting really weird. He wanted to play a new song. Bleep this bleep. And then we got Oof. Yeah, okay. All right. We got, what do we have? We had Dreaming versus Revolution Radio. And Pollyanna versus Geek Stink Breath. I'm going to say Pollyanna. Macy's Day Parade beats The Simpsons theme. And Minority, oh man. This is weird. Minority versus Good Riddance. Someone please help me. Good Riddance. Good Riddance beats Minority. It has to. Man, they're like in that exciting part of a Green Day concert where it's just like every song feels like the last, and then it's and then it's not over until you see the acoustic guitar, and Billy Joe is like, a Green Day concert's over when you hear, dun, 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 dun. And then like Mike Dirnt and Trey Cool look very bored. Okay. Fire Ready Aim versus Welcome to Paradise. I'm thinking Welcome to Paradise. X Kid versus Warning. Oh, I'm going to go X Kid for sure. Pop Rocks and Coke versus American Idiot. What do you guys think on that? American Idiot. Basket Case versus Jar. Any opinions on that? Basket Case versus Jar. Basket Case. Weird is good. She or Redundant? I know a lot of people that hate She, but I like it. She versus Redundant. I would definitely say Redundant. And does it, like, I've heard so many people in real life, they hear She on the radio and they get mad. I don't know why. It's like, I like Green Day, but that song sucks. Wake Me Up When September Ends versus the Kiss cover. Come on, technology. No. That's not fair. Wake Me Up. Last of the American Girls versus Know Your Enemy. Oh, that's good. What do you guys think on that? I'll say Last of the American Girls. And East Jesus Nowhere loses big time to Meet Me on the Roof. And Jaded loses to Nice Guys Finish last. Hitchin' a Ride versus Stray Heart. I bet like maybe 7 people on the planet like Stray Heart better, but I go with Hitchin' a Ride. She versus Here Comes the Shock. A lot of people might go Here Comes the Shock, but I'm going to go She. There's some She haters out there. Still Breathing versus Holiday. Ooh. Oh, that's ooh. Oh, Holiday. And I Fought the Law cover versus The Forgotten. I Fought the Law is more fun. Longview versus Father of All. That's actually pretty close, but I'm going to say Longview. And Walking Contradiction versus When I Come Around. When I Come Around. Ooh, we got some new suggestions. We got At the Library versus 1981. Ooh, interesting. 1981, because it's new. Last of the American Girls or Hitchin' a Ride. Hitchin' a Ride. That's one of my favorite Green Day singles ever. We got Waiting versus Kill the DJ. That's tough. I'd say Waiting, though. Bang Bang versus The Saints Are Coming. The Saints Are Coming. And Oh Yeah versus Holy Toledo. That's pretty even. That's a fair fight. Oh Yeah versus Holy Toledo. In the case of Oh Yeah versus Holy Toledo, oh yeah. Stuck with Me versus Let Yourself Go. Stuck with Me. And Redundant versus When It's Time. Redundant. Boulevard of Broken Dreams versus The Jesus of Suburbia. Jesus of Suburbia. And 21 Guns versus Back in the USA. 21 Guns. Now we have Stay the Night versus King for a Day. Stay the Night. That's a really good one, though. I almost said King for a Day. Brain Stew versus Father of All. Let's say Father of All. Ooh. And then let's do A Long View versus Jar. Long View. Welcome to Paradise beats Fire Ready Aim. Oh, Hashinka versus Here Comes the Shock. I think. Oh, Hashinka or Here Comes the Shock? Oh, Hashinka. Brain Stew loses to Pollyanna. And The Saints Are Coming beats When It's Time. And Dreaming beats Here Comes the Shock, because everything beats Here Comes the Shock. The shock is that the stream is ending.